Hey guys, this is the poison ivy plant. I wanted to do a video on it just to kind of let everybody know what it actually is, because people get it confused with a lot of different things. You can see that 3-leaf pattern there. It's kind of a confusing plant because it can grow as a shrub or a vine. It produces yellow-green flowers in the spring, and its green leaves can change to yellow and red in autumn. And a good way to tell that it's poison ivy is the middle leaf. It has a longer stem than the two side ones. So, look right there. It's a pretty common plant. It grows in fields, thickets, woods, near fences, disturbed areas, sides of trails, roadsides, just about anywhere across, Mexico, the US, Canada. It's all over here. So you gotta remember that poison ivy stems are either smooth or hairy, but they are never thorny. You can see this one. It's a little bit hairy. See those little hairs? No thorns or anything. And you kind of have to watch for this plant when you're foraging for wild edibles, raspberries and things like that, because it can grow intermixed with other species of plants. And the stems can either be red or green, so they're not just green. It's probably the most irritating plant in Missouri, like topically for like skin rashes and things like that, because we don't have poison sumac, and poison oak is here, but it's pretty rare to see it. And remember, when the berries come out, you don't want to eat the berries. You don't want to touch any part of this plant because the entire thing is poisonous. You can get rashes. Some people get really bad rashes from any part of this plant. The leaves may be jagged on the edges, or they may not. It may look like this, or they may not. It's a strange plant. That's why a lot of people have a hard time identifying it. And remember, if you burn any of this plant, that you can get sick off inhaling the fumes from the plant as well as touching it. It can cause a really bad reaction. Native Americans used to eat small amounts of it to build up an immunity to this stuff. I don't recommend doing that. But I'm going to take a walk around here and just kind of show you guys some of the plants that people get confused for poison ivy. This one here looks a lot like poison ivy, guys. It's even got that long middle leaflet, longer than the ones on the sides, like poison ivy. But if you look at the stalk, it has thorns on it. Poison ivy never has thorns. This is Virginia creeper. This one gets confused a lot with poison ivy as well. And it grows on a vine like poison ivy, but it has a 5-leaf pattern, not a 3. So that's a dead giveaway right there. Here's poison ivy growing as a vine, guys. See it right here, going all the way up the tree. Close up of that vine. See how fuzzy that is? And you can also see how the stems alternate. You see you got one there and there. They alternate, they're not opposites. See, that's something that you kind of want to keep in mind too. So there's one there, there, and going up. There's one there. But it's just growing on this pear tree. Like I said, it grows intermixed with other species, so you really have to watch out for that. Here's a good example of that poison ivy plant as a shrub. Kind of a close-up for you. But that's been my video on what is and what isn't a poison ivy plant. I hope it helped you guys out and you learned a lot from it. Subscribe and I'll have a lot more like it. Thanks for watching, guys.